youngest schoolgirl you've ever been with, and have you lived on the Lolita Express? I know that Donald Trump...
Is it safe to say that based off of your comments, you're suggesting that these women at these abortion rallies are ugly and overweight?
Yes.
What do you say to people who think that those comments are offensive?
Be offended.
Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile, Congressman? Are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile, Congressman Gaetz? Are you a pedophile? Congressman, are you a pedophile? Are you a pedophile, Congressman Gaetz? Are you sure? What?
Shh. I'm a deep state secret operator. Oh shite. Oh shite. I'm a deep state secret operator. Deep in psych. Deep in psych. I'm a secret deep state operator. Oh no.
Support for Mr. Gaetz' legislation
I'm going to yield to Mr. Gaetz.
No, I'm yielding to you, Mr. Jordan.
Well, I'm going to listen to Mr. Gaetz.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Jordan, would you like me to yield to you, express your support for Mr. Gaetz' legislation
I'm going to yield to Mr. Gaetz.
No, I'm yielding to you, Mr. Jordan.
Well, I'm going to listen to Mr. Gaetz' compelling arguments that I know will be coming, and then we will have a debate.
Reclaiming my time, I'd be happy to yield to you for the purpose of...
I appreciate your willingness.
Mr. Jordan, if you let me finish.
I will.
It would abolish, it would eliminate the Bureau immediately after enactment. Do you support that, Mr. Jordan? Yes or no?
I've given my answer.
Do you support it?
I've given my answer.
Yes or no, Mr. Jordan?
I've given my answer, Mr. Schiff.
Okay, I guess your answer is you don't support it, or you're afraid to say that you do. But I'm happy to yield to Mr. Johnson or Mr. Biggs or Mr. McClintock, Mr. Tiffany, Mr. Massey, anyone. Anyone else like to join Mr. Gaetz, and anyone like to express their support for Mr. Gaetz' effort to abolish an entire federal law enforcement agency? Anyone over there? And just in case members are unfamiliar with what we would be abolishing under that legislation, the ATF's responsibilities include investigation and prevention of federal offenses involving the unlawful use, manufacture, and possession of firearms and explosives. I was led to believe for many years that the Republican mantra was, we don't need any new gun laws, we should enforce the ones that we have. But apparently today they don't even want those laws enforced. More than that, the ATF also combats illegal trafficking of alcohol and tobacco. I guess my GOP friends don't think we should be doing that either. The ATF also operates a fire research laboratory where they examine ways of detecting criminal arson. I guess we want to abolish their ability to do that. ATF strives to increase state and local awareness of available federal prosecution under the statutes and works to curb the illegal use of firearms, enforce firearm laws. ATF issues firearms licenses. I guess we don't want to issue any firearms licenses anymore either. That's what that bill would do, Mr. Gaetz' bill. It is, one of the clearest efforts to defund law enforcement. And given that this underlying bill is about expressing our opposition to efforts to defund law enforcement, I presume I'll have the support of my colleagues to express opposition to that effort. And I'm happy to yield to my Republican colleagues if they want to express support for Mr. Gaetz' efforts to defund the ATF. Would any of my Republican colleagues like to express their support for Mr. Gaetz' efforts to defund the ATF?
I think we're going to get to that.
I
think we're going to get to that,
Mr. Chair. Mr. Jordan, would you like me to yield to you, express your support for Mr. Gaetz' legislation
I'm going to yield to Mr. Gaetz.
No, I'm yielding to you, Mr. Jordan. I'm happy to yield to you for the purpose of saying yes or no whether you support Mr. Gaetz' efforts to defund the ATF. Do you, Mr. Jordan?
I support Mr. Gaetz' effort to send a message to the ATF, which is what he said just a few minutes ago in the debate.
So you support the legislation to defund the ATF?
I didn't say that. I said I support his efforts to send a message to the ATF.
The bill that Mr. Gaetz has introduced
changed the rule after 10 years of telling American citizens
that it would abolish, it would eliminate the Bureau immediately after enactment. Do you support that, Mr. Jordan? Yes or no?
I've given my answer.
I'm not getting a yes or no from anyone.
I was getting to that.
Well, yes or no?
I'm sorry,
yes or no, Mr. Issa.
What I was saying is
yes
that
or no?
It took 22 years to see
yes
you
or no,
conducting
Mr.
a
Only Republican in Congress who takes no lobbyist money, no special interest money. I work for you, not them. Let's go get them. Thank you all so much.
Matt Gaetz, we have an award for you. My name is Michael. I'm with the Strongsville GOP. The 2023 Strongsville GOP Award.
Thank you all so much.
Congratulations for your dedication to using Venmo to allegedly paying underage girls to have sex with you.
You're so full of it. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, I would oppose this amendment for the reasons stated. Project labor agreements have been used across all levels of the government and in the private sector for almost 100 years now, from projects like the Nevada test site in my district to the Department of Homeland Security headquarters. Not only are PLAs critical for defense and military construction, but also maintenance projects because they are cost efficient, effective, and promote safety and security while relying on a model that guarantees a well-trained, highly skilled workforce. PLAs often contain provisions that require community-based training programs for local citizens, and many PLAs target veterans for entry into these programs. These registered apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeship programs enable them to earn while they learn and put them on the path to the middle class by providing sustaining wages and benefits. These are veterans and local hire jobs right in our districts, and I'm confounded as to why we would want to remove a delivery model that has made our workforce stronger. This amendment by my colleague on the other side would repeal the PLA executive order for the anticipated largest federal agency user of project labor agreements. In effect, it would all but guarantee that the Department of Defense and the military branches would not even consider using a PLA and therefore not take advantage of the benefits to the taxpayer and the host community of the project. As the co-chair of the Congressional Labor Caucus, I know that PLAs control project cost and achieve substantial direct cost savings by standardizing contract terms among various crafts. Study after study have made it clear that PLAs do not increase the cost of construction projects, but instead reduce job site accidents and produces on-time projects. So a vote for this amendment is a vote for less safe and less efficient construction on our military installations. I urge my colleagues to vote no.
So was it this, you made a lot of concessions in the negotiations.
No, I didn't. Okay.
Okay, is that
Let's get to the bottom of that.
Right?
That is such a misnomer in life. Let me give you the truth about that now. And I'll give you the truth why I'm not speaker. It's because one person, a member of Congress, wanted me to stop an ethics complaint because he slept with a 17-year-old. An ethics complaint that started before I ever became speaker, and that's illegal, and I'm not going to get in the middle. Did he do it or not? I don't know. But ethics is looking at it. There's other people in jail because of it. And he wanted me to influence it. And you know what? So then they come out and they say, because I kept government open. I'd do it all over again. We're not going to pay our troops? No, I'm going to pay my troops. You can't do the job? Okay. When it comes to the concession, the motion to vacate about one person being able to make that motion, how long has that been in the rules? Forever. The only time it was changed is when Pelosi became speaker the second time. And she put the power with the minority leader. I think it's wrong. I think you let them govern. Now, it takes 218 to have the rule package. There's nothing I can do there. But I had 5 people who never voted for me anyways in the process. I had 8 at the end that did the other. But everybody had to live by it. I lived by it. I think today, if you went back to the people that vote, did they think that was a smart vote? I don't think so. I had the choice of having that vote of motion to vacate where you just put the cards in and walk away. No, I made everybody stand up. Because I think historically, it'll be viewed as a very bad thing that happened to our Congress.
Do you think it happens again? I mean, there's now talk that it could happen to this speaker.
No. Two things. The Dems will never let it happen. The interesting part is, you want another inside story? Okay.
Not this crowd.
So I knew I needed to win the majority by 20 votes or I'd have a problem. So I knew on election night I had a problem. But I had tried for speaker before, and I made a bad interview, and I had to pull out. But as leader, I had never lost a race. I helped us win a majority. I expanded it. I thought I was best prepared.
He will survive. Look, the House is a rough and rowdy place, but Mike Johnson is going to be just fine. I served 20 years in the military. It's my absolute honor to be in Congress, but I served with some real scumbags. Look, Matt Gaetz, he paid minors to have sex with him at drug parties. Bob Good endorsed my opponent, a known neo-Nazi. These people used to walk around with white hoods at night. Now they're walking around with white hoods in the daytime.
Breaking news, sources say that the House Ethics Committee investigating Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz of Florida has now reached out to the U.S. Justice Department and to a woman with whom the congressman allegedly had sexual relations when she was 17 years old. Elections that Congressman Gaetz denies. We should note Congressman Gaetz has never been charged with any wrongdoing here. CNN's Paula Reed has this exclusive reporting. Paula, what have we learned?
So, Jake, we've learned that the House Ethics Committee investigating Congressman Gaetz has done a new round of outreach to potential witnesses, including a woman who was still 17 years old when she allegedly had sexual contact with Congressman Gaetz. We learned they have also reached out to the Justice Department, asking for materials from its years-long investigation into the congressman, where they examined these allegations of possible sexual contact with a minor, along with other crimes. But as you noted, they did not ultimately opt to charge the congressman.
Not seeing entered into it, and so we're here voluntarily supporting our friend President Trump, the leader of our movement, the leader of our party, and soon again the leader of this great country. And I want to hand it
not on the march against our great ally. When it comes to Trump's comments about American Jews, why does he keep saying things like this? It's not the first time, or the second time, or the third time.
Yeah, my sense is that he's saying these things because he wants to draw attention to what he did in the Golan Heights. He wants to draw attention to the Abraham Accords.
And you're comfortable
all
with
of those policy reforms. Yeah, I don't give the president rhetorical advice. He's far more gifted in that regard than I am.
So you are comfortable with him using this kind of rhetoric?
Yeah, I'm not given any discomfort by the rhetoric he's used to draw attention to what he did for Israel.
All right. Congressman Matt Gaetz, thank you very much. Good to have you.
Matt Gaetz is a political arsonist. His brand and his motivation is just chaos and attention. And if your whole desire is to get chaotic attention, Matt's your boy. He's your guy. He loves to be in front of the TV cameras. He doesn't want to govern or legislate or lead. He wants to be famous. He wants a show on Fox or Newsmax or something else. And so Republicans that I have spoken to, and I don't talk to a lot of the House members anymore, but I still have a contact with a few. They hate Matt Gaetz with a fire of a million suns. And one of them told me you can expect all the ethics reports about Matt Gaetz to leak as soon as these speaker races are over and there's somebody in place, because they realize that the rules that Kevin McCarthy agreed to with Matt and the rest of the Chaos Caucus are still in place. They can still blow up anybody that takes that job if they don't like what they're doing. And the one big thing they don't want is for anyone to fund the government or fund aid to Ukraine. And that's why Matt is going to be a danger to the whole Republican caucus until they either put him in some sort of political box or remove him from the committees and remove him from the body in an effective way. A miracle. They do not have there's no roadmap right now for them to get out of this chaos. There's no compromise candidate. There's no one who fits the bill for the normal Republicans, the MAGA Republicans, and the extreme chaos Republicans. No one's going to. There are large enough blocks in each of those three factions to deny anyone the speakership.
But in a lot of ways, Mar-a-Lago is the touchstone. It is the bedrock of the America First populist movement. And more people are seeing that each and every day.
We are all here tonight at Nerd Prom. Well, Matt Gaetz is at regular prom, but actually thought I saw Matt Gaetz here tonight, but it was actually just my own reflection in a spoon.
Pedophiles! This is what MAGA votes for! Pedophiles and insurrectionists!
I'm a secret deep state operator all my life. Oh shite. Oh shite. I've been trying to keep it secret, but the Trumpy Trumps have sorted me out. Oh no. What a night. I'm in shite.